Hey guys, today I'm going to go over how to get data from your SOK batteries into Home Assistant. If you have batteries from SOK that work with the ABC BMS app, then you can use the instructions in this video to pull that data into Home Assistant over Bluetooth. I built a custom integration that's going to allow you to pull in metrics like the state of charge, the current, the temperatures, and the voltages of all your battery cells. You can then use this data for things like automations and dashboards. We're going to assume that you already have Home Assistant installed and running, but I'll take you through all the other steps, including how to set up the Bluetooth integration and Home Assistant Community Store. I have chapters in the video, so if you really know what you're doing, feel free to skip ahead. First things first, you're going to need a way for Home Assistant to actually connect to your batteries through Bluetooth. I highly recommend buying one of these, which is an ESP32 dev kit board. You'll be able to flash ESP Home onto this board, which I'll show you how in a minute, and then connect through that. The great thing about these little boards is that you can place it right next to your batteries so that you'll have a really strong signal. I personally have one of these set up right in my RV front battery bay. And the best part about them is that they're typically only $5 each on Amazon. I've added a link to purchase a pack of 3 in the description below. However, if you really want to use a different Bluetooth adapter, make sure to check the Home Assistant Bluetooth page. They tell you which ones work best because not every adapter plays nicely with Home Assistant. When your ESP32 first arrives, it's not going to have any software installed on it, but that's okay because it's super easy to flash it with what we need. Just take a USB-C cable and hook it up to your computer. From there, using Chrome or Edge as your browser, just go to esphome.io. I'll link it in the description. Once you're on the website, just simply select a Bluetooth proxy, keep it on generic ESP32, and then click connect. You'll see a pop-up. You'll want to pick the one that says USB to UART bridge controller or something similar. Click connect, and then click install. Once ESP Home is finished flashing, it'll walk you through connecting the device to your network. After that, just go ahead and click Add to Home Assistant. It'll ask you for your Home Assistant URL, so go ahead and punch in your URL there. At that point, you can click Open Link. Once you're logged in, just click OK. At this point, Home Assistant may or may not ask you for the connection settings of your new ESP Home device. If it does, simply go back to the page you were on where you flashed it and copy in this text right here. This is the host name of your device. Go ahead and paste it in host, leave the port as is, click submit. Now we have our device set up and ready to go. If you click under Bluetooth, you should see that you have a new Bluetooth proxy device, or perhaps you have a different name there. If you were going to instead use a Bluetooth adapter, all you have to do is click Add Integration, and then search for Bluetooth, and it'll pull up and say if an unconfigured Bluetooth adapter is found. At this point, we're ready to move on to installing HACS. The Home Assistant Community Store, or HACS for short, is a way to install software from the community that really isn't included with Home Assistant out of the box. In this case, we're going to use it to install my SOK custom integration. Once again, I'll link this in the description below, but all you have to do is go to hacs.xyz and then go to the downloads page. If you're watching this video, you most likely have Home Assistant installed using the OS or supervised version, but if you're a power user and you know that you need to follow the container core instructions, please do that. But once again, typically most people use the OS and supervised installation. So go ahead and click on the My link that's highlighted here. It'll ask you if you want to open in the Home Assistant. Click Open. And from there, click Install. Once it's done installing, it'll ask if you want to restart, and please do that before proceeding to the next step. Once Home Assistant has restarted, go to Settings, and then Devices and Services, and click Add Integration. You can go ahead and type in HACS, H-A-C-S, and click that. And for me, it's going to disable it since I've already have it installed, but if you don't have it installed, go ahead and follow those instructions. It's relatively straightforward. One thing you will have to do though is it'll ask you a bunch of questions. Go ahead and check those off. And then it's going to ask you to sign in using GitHub. So go ahead and just walk through those steps. If you don't have a GitHub account, you'll be able to sign up pretty fast, but it is required for HACS. Okay, hopefully you've made it this far. I promise we are in the home stretch. At this point, you should see HACS in your sidebar, so go ahead and click that. And then in the top right, there will be 3 dots. click Custom Repositories, and here you'll paste in a link to my SOK GitHub repository. Once again, this will be pasted inside the description of the video, so you can grab it there, but just paste it in. Then as type, click Integration, click Add. Once you've installed the custom repository, just search for SOK in the search bar, and you should see the integration show up. Click that, then go to Download, and then click Download once again. You'll get a notification here that says you need to restart, so go ahead and click Submit and Finish, and your Home Assistant will restart one more time. Once Home Assistant restarts, you're ready to add the batteries. Go to your Settings, then go to Devices and Services, then in the bottom right, click Add Integration, and you can search for SOK. That'll bring up the new integration here. Click that, and it'll automatically search for your batteries over Bluetooth. Any batteries within range will show up in this list. So I have 4. Doesn't really matter which I'm going to choose first, but I can click Submit, and then the integration is created. For me, it dropped me into the front bay because I've had this battery created before, but for you, you can go ahead and just click the area you want to associate the battery with, and then click Finish. And within a few seconds, you should have all the data populated for your battery. So you can see we get the battery state of charge, we get capacity, we get cell voltages, number of cycles, different amounts of current, energy in and out, which you can track in the energy dashboard, as well as instantaneous power, temperature, and voltage. Now I want to mention here that Bluetooth as a protocol can sometimes be a little bit finicky. So it is expected for the batteries to occasionally show as unavailable. It shouldn't happen often, but if they do drop off, they'll hopefully come back within the next 3 minutes, because this integration scans for the batteries and pulls new data about every 3 minutes. Now that you have your batteries in Home Assistant, you can use them for things like automations and dashboards. Here's an example of a dashboard that I have. This shows me basically all the information I need to see at once, such as the state of charge, the current, and voltages. And I even do a little bit of estimation of how much time is remaining on the batteries. You can also use your battery data to create really cool automations. I have some simple ones, like sending me notifications when the batteries are getting low, and I have some crazier ones, like turning on the water heater of my RV when the batteries are all charged up and we're still getting solar power. And there you have it. Now you can see your battery data in Home Assistant. If you have remote access set up, you could even see your battery data anywhere in the world. That's really nice because you're no longer constrained to being within Bluetooth range of your batteries. If you like this content and you want to see more videos with Home Assistant, especially revolving around living off-grid or modifying RVs, then be sure to like and subscribe. I've got a few ideas for new videos, such as remote-controlled awning lights, how to have stable off-grid internet, and even building a DIY thermostat. If you have an idea, just leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you later! First things first, you're going to need a way for Home Assistant to actually communicate with the batteries over Bluetooth. I highly recommend